What's up guys, Alberto BIGBOOST here and welcome to today's video. This is it guys. Today the E36 is going to start. I've done everything to get this thing ready to start and we're gonna do that today. So let's see what we're doing. I spent about 4 to 5 days working with the wiring on the E36 and it's all set minus the radiator fans, so that's gonna be later, but first I want to get this thing started, make sure the engine is healthy, and then we can proceed to the fan wiring. I still gotta bleed the brakes and then we can go for a test drive. I'm gonna give you guys a rundown on my 2JZ. So I have a fully built 3-liter displacement 2JZ, still stock crank. We got 272 BC camshafts. We got dual valve springs and retainers from BC. We have solid buckets from Supertech. We have H-beam rods and 901 compression pistons. Then we have a Garrett G35 900 turbo with a 101 AR exhaust housing. It's all B-band. We got 3-inch downpipe. After the connection down here, it goes to 3.5 titanium exhaust. We have a Turbo Smart Race Sport blow valve. Then on the intake, we have this billet runner intake manifold that I got off eBay. It has a 92mm throttle body. It's already calibrated. And then I spent countless hours making this harness as clean as possible. You can see all the injector harness is all tucked. Coil pack harness is all underneath. Everything's super clean. All the connections done with precise and really meticulously shrink wrapped and everything is like all done super nice. Over here I have my Ditchworks fuel pressure regulator along with the Haltech fuel pressure and fuel temperature sensor in one. It's pretty handy. Down here somewhere we have a fuel pressure, down here somewhere we have my oil pressure sensor, which is remotely mounted from the block. We have adjustable cam gears from BC. We have the Titan version 2.0 stock size crank pulley. This is a nice ATI damper. Down here we have the Turbo Smart 44mm Hypergate wastegate, and then I did a 2-inch wastegate dump tube out the hood. And then of course we have our MPC Motorsport hardware kit to dress up the engine bay. With higher boost we need more crankcase ventilation, so I have dual -10 AN lines coming to a Nook Performance competition catch can. This one is a small version, so it fits here nicely. I modified the little bracket a little bit to mount it straight to the strut tower. Then we have the Chase Base power steering kit. We have the Chase Base brake booster delete with our adjustable bias master and everything super clean. I have a Mishimoto Extreme Series radiator, and then I modified it for the 2JZ. I made a nice little swirl pot / top bleeder port here so I can have a higher point of bleeding on the engine. Having a higher fill point on the 2JZ makes it a lot easier to bleed those air bubbles. Then on the front we have a Mishimoto 4-inch racing intercooler, and then we have power steering oil cooler from Mishimoto and oil cooler from Mishimoto as well. These are both 25-row units. I'm almost done with my firewall plate, so I mounted the ECU, the wideband controller, harness grommet, and vacuum port onto the same firewall plate to make installation a lot easier. Although I'm not done like taking care of the stock harness and all the factory wires down here, you can see how nicely I installed the Elite 2500 unit. The fuse box is there and the harness runs through there as well. I have a couple wires here that I still haven't run that go to the inside, and then I have to clean up a couple of the other factory wires to clean this up a little bit. Last minute thing that I did, I ended up using this factory shroud mount as a bleeder point. So what I did is I took a little tiny drill bit and drilled across this thing all the way through. Then I'm gonna use a bolt here. I guess I'm gonna have to get a copper washer like for brake lines to seal this here, and this is gonna become my bleed point for the radiator. Meanwhile, going inside the car, I have the Haltech dash installed into the factory steering column. Let me take this little sticker off. And then I use the factory like aluminum piece that it has here for like the key and stuff, and it mounts very good on there. That way I didn't have to make any holes on the dash, and I still have used my factory cluster on the back where I can see the fuel level and then a couple other things on the back like speed or whatever, but that stays there stock. Then of course I'm going to calibrate those into the Haltech dash anyways. Then moving on over here, I have the Haltech software already loaded. We're gonna go here and turn the key. We have prime. Here's our Haltech dash turning on. And it should turn on in a second. Oh wait, I gotta turn this off. Here we go. Look at this. I love how this thing looks. It's almost like a Ferrari dashboard. Then here, I'm going to connect to the computer. We'll just take a second. All right, here we go. So Andrew from Haltech made me a really neat base map for this thing, so it's ready to fire up. All I had to do was just basically calibrate the TPS. We should basically just go to setup, main setup, go over here. We look for throttle or throttle position sensor, and then you can do your calibration right here. It's very easy. You literally hit start. I'm gonna recalibrate it right now so you can see. So pedal depress all the way, we hit calibrate. Now we press it all the way, calibrate again, and we have calibrated our throttle body. Hit apply, okay. And now you'll see here on the TPS that it's gonna move as we give it gas. You guys ready to hear this thing start? I'm gonna put the camera on start so you guys can get a better shot. Exhaust leak. We're gonna go out the back. Here's all the Haltech stuff working. Got our dashboard working. And we have our laptop hooked up as well. Oh, I stalled it. I don't know.
It wasn't touch high though.
Guys, this only means one thing. The E36 is ready to run on its own power. I still have to wire the fans, but we bleed the brakes, we bleed the cooling system, and the power steering, so we should be good.
And the clutch.
And the clutch. And the brakes are good. I thought it was gonna be like super hard to brake, but it brakes normal. I'm so amazed about this thing. I can't wait to drive it I finally cleaned the mud off my truck after taking it to OSW the other day for the drag racing stuff. It was all covered from the cars that were getting stuck. One thing that you probably will want to see in the mud is this truck right here, except it's not gonna go in the mud because it's too clean for that. But it's my powder coater personal truck. This thing is like a beast with everything powder coated. Check out all this crazy chassis work. Everything he did it himself. And talk about like suspension trouble right here. Got like 3 feet of spring right in this thing. Then I have my wheels here. I'm dropping them off along with the drift wheels as well. And then I'm gonna get them a way brighter color than this, but I'm not gonna tell you guys what color it is yet. Well guys, I think that's all I'm gonna show you guys on this video. We still gotta test drive the car on the road. Hopefully everything works well. I already bleed the brakes, bleed the coolant system. Everything checks out good, so we're ready to test drive the car on the next video, so stay tuned. Also, comment below what color you think I'm gonna be powder coating the wheels.